welcome to the Week 5, Lab 5, Step 2 video. In this step of the lab, what we're going to go ahead and do is generate some data here for our first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and total sales, so we can then go ahead and create a chart and a trend line in the Step 3. First thing I want you to do before we get started with data there, is go ahead and click on your East Side, West Side, and Downtown tabs, and make sure that you have no totals in any of those fields. If you do, just go ahead and delete them, delete out the formula so they're blank like mine right here. That we're going to go ahead and fill in as we create our summary information here. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is create a summary of the first quarter sales for dining or dine-in. So type in the formula equals sum, open parentheses, and then we're going to do a 3D reference, which means that we're going to reference data from multiple worksheets. So once you have this typed in, equals sum, open parentheses, go ahead and click on your first tab, which for me is East Side, and then hold the Shift key down on your keyboard, click on Downtown, and notice how it filled this in, East Side through Downtown, and then click on B3 and release the Shift key and then hit Enter, and that should fill in your formula for you. Okay, so to automatically kick this back to the summary worksheet, because that's where we created the formula. So if I click back on cell B3, you can see that it says equals sum, East Side through workbook worksheet Downtown, and then it 3D references cell B3 in each one of those. So what it's done, it's gone in there and added the B3 from East Side, West Side, and Downtown to generate the total on the summary workbook, summary sheet. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is just pretty much copy that formula all the way across and all the way over. So we'll do down first, and then we'll click that and copy it all the way over as well. And what it's done is, if you click on any of these, you can see that it's gone ahead and done the reference, the 3D reference for each workbook and each cell that correlates with it. So now that's where we get all our sales figure. Pretty easy, right? So now we're going to go ahead and generate some totals for total sales for each quarter. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we want to go ahead and create groups, and by grouping the totals, we're going to go ahead and when we generate the totals for each one of these cells, we're going to go ahead and also do that for all of these cells in each sheet. So that's why I said make sure that they're deleted when we started, because now we're going to go ahead and fill that in. So going back to the summary, your first one, what you want to do is click on the summary sheet. So you click on the summary sheet and then go ahead and press and hold your Shift key and go all the way to Downtown, and notice how they turn white. All of them turn white, and notice how up here it says group. So now you've grouped all these sheets, and you can let go of the Shift key now. Then you're going to click on cell B6 and go ahead and create the formula for that. Right, so you can see what I've done is I've typed in equals sum and then open parentheses B3 through B5 close parentheses, or you can just hit the Enter key, and that will go ahead and sum that up for me. Now if I click on East Side, it did the same thing there. If I click on West Side, it did the same thing there. And if I click on Downtown, you can see that it filled that in for me as well. So, and also once you click into, after you're done with the formula and you click to go to another spreadsheet, it ungroups them for you. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for here, but we're going to go ahead and have to group them first. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, again, to group my sheets, you want to turn them, all the tabs white. So click on the summary and then press and hold your Shift key. Go ahead and press Downtown, the last sheet, and you can see that they're all white again. That means they're grouped. And also if you go to the title, you can see that it adds the name group to let you know that they're grouped. And now basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and copy this formula. I'm going to drag it across to the rest of those across the row. Okay? And then once you click on the sheet, it ungroups it for you, but you can see that it's gone ahead and added those in as well. So you can auto-generate that across multiple sheets. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and do our grand totals here. Okay? So the first thing we want to go ahead and do is fill in the first formula here. But again, we're going to do this as a group. So same concept. Click on summary, hold down the Shift key, and click Downtown. just click and drag this all the way across, and then hit enter, and it's filled. Okay, so while I'm still grouped, I haven't clicked any of the sheets, so I'm still grouped. You can see the name says group, and you can see down here all the workbook sheets are white. I'm going to go ahead and drag that, I'm going to go ahead and drag that formula down through the rest of them. Okay, and now you can ungroup them and check your sheets. Alright, if I click on each side, you can see that I have some pound number signs there. That just basically means that the data is too big for the column. So I'm just going to take my mouse, put it in between the two columns up here, F and G, double click on it, double click on it, and you can see that it just opened or expanded the column so you can see the numbers. So I click on west side, same thing, double click, and you can see now all the numbers. And then downtown looks good. So there you have it. You've done your grand totals as well as your quarterly totals, and you have your summary here as your grand totals as well as your individual quarter totals.